Welcome back, everyone, to another segment of The MCR Mac and Me. My name's TJ. In this segment, we'll talk a little bit of California politics. It really kind of sucks because I was stationed in California for 10 and a half months and I fell in love with it at that time when I was there. And in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't stay. Once again, the issue of reparation payment is on the radar. A particular video is making the rounds on X. Group of people starts with one gentleman, blah blah blah, and then a lady to his right is prone to chirp in also, and says the governor needs to understand that the world is watching California, and this is going to have a direct impact on your friend, Kamala Harris, who is running for president. Pull up the bills now, vote on them, and sign them. We have been waiting for 400 years. She's been waiting for 400 years. I didn't know she was waiting for 400 years.
Yeah.
But there's two bills that they're not convinced it's going to pass, prompting this little outburst here from this group of people. And
well, it's pay us the ransom or else.
That is exactly what they're saying. California is so off the deep end here. Dare we employ the historical events of the Civil War and whatnot? California was never a slave state. They might be the first state to employ reparations.
Well, I think it's California's desire in all things to impose their will on the rest of the country.
Yeah, and they got a couple bills making the way. One of the bills involves the allocation of $5 million just to pursue what it would take to actually do the rep. In other words, they need $5 million to see how many more millions they're going to spend.
Well, I guess we could make an offer to Governor Newsom to do it for probably $100.
Well, maybe just $1 million. I mean, if they're taking the lowest bidder,
Okay.
But yeah, they want $5 million so that they can to enable them to see how many more millions they need. This is the kind of ridiculousness you would only hear in California.
Well, it is the land of fruits and nuts.
California's last budget, they were running a $47 billion budget deficit. So national debt is like in the trillions. So why not
$38 trillion last I looked?
Yep. So
correct me if I'm wrong. Someone will, I'm sure. But
so if the national debt's in the trillions, why not California be in the billions? I mean, what's the big deal? I'll tell you, one of the big deals is people are leaving the state. They lost one electoral vote in the last census, since the last census. Thus, the reason the Democrats are so urgently trying to get the immigrants into California so that they can put them on the census count, and in an effort to get that vote back.
Well, it also matters in congressional seats. The number of congressional seats.
Yes.
Which you can buy more influence with.
With that is the Latino community is kind of opposed to this because it's like, well, why can't we get our money? If
sure, I mean, we did steal Mexico from them, so
yeah.
The Southwest from them in their minds.
Well, and
they didn't lose it in a war. They got it taken from them.
You got that radical La Raza group, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to take part of the whole, southwestern United States and it become part of Mexico again. But and this is the type of issue, and every once in a while it gets brought up, and we kind of doesn't really go anywhere other than this is the type of issue that this is California you got like 3/4 of the state that don't even want to be part of what we now know as California. They want to be like some kind of new Republic of California or something, whatever they want to
Yeah,
call
right.
themselves.
Yeah. We
Because
hear this kind of thing every once in a while.
yep. Well, but this reparation issue is what keeps that alive. Is it going to happen? Can it happen? Probably not. This is where civil wars begin. You know?
Well, here, I have to wonder what they ought to do as part of this study is look a year down the road. Let's say you gave every black person in California a $5 million. Some of them will do quite well and they'll turn it into $20 million. But the vast majority of people given a lot of money, and lottery winners prove this, they're going to be broke as hell. Then what? The next reparation?
I don't, you know what? I don't see a solution to this situation because the reparation issue doesn't, at least in California, is not going away.
Well,
Maybe
people will always, there's an old saying, you've heard the expression, if you rob Peter to pay Paul. Well, if you rob Peter to pay Paul, you'll always get Paul's vote. And that's what they're counting on. That's what the Democrats in California count on. It's a one-party state. It's very difficult to get elected as a Republican in that state because of the way they run their elections. So this isn't going away. You're right.
And you know who their next senator most likely will be?
Yeah, that bug-eyed creep.
Pencil neck, Dan Bongino calls him pencil neck Schiff.
Yeah.
But
probably one of the most dishonest members of Congress.
Oh yeah, they stripped him of a committee position because of the crap that he perpetrated when Trump was president, and that's just how jacked up that state is. I mean, yes, you got down in the San Diego area, it's almost like an island of a Republican stronghold, but they're so outnumbered. When you look at the rest of what they call the left coast, oddly enough, once you get east of the Cascades into the desert area where hardly anyone lives, those few that do live there do tend to vote Republican. But again, they're outnumbered. It is the coastal cities that have the numeric superiority in regards to controlling that whole state.
And the Republicans they do turn out in California, such as Kevin McCarthy, are always weak.
Get everyone up to speed as far as the nonsense that's continuing to play out in California. You got anything else, Matt?
Nope, that'd be it for me.
All right, we'll call this one a wrap. Catch you in the next segment. Thanks everyone for your support. And remember, stay safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.